Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to my subscriber lesson, Grammar and Phonetics Practice. It is Tuesday night here in the UK and our local time is 8:52 p.m. So I'm hoping that my subscribers might join me tonight so that we can have a good practice. Once again, guys, welcome. I must remind you, because it's a subscriber lesson, people who haven't subscribed to me, they are not able to join, unfortunately. That's the rule and policy. They can watch it, they can listen to it, but if they try to make a comment, there would be an automated message would be appearing to sign up for the course or lesson. This is how it works here on this app for the teachers. But if you're a student, that's not a problem for you. Any student can join any other student by requesting. But if you're not a subscriber to a teacher, there is no way you can join the teacher's live stream unless it is a public live stream where you can only make comments in the commentary section, not you can join to the open section. Okay, dear viewers. So once again, we are going to practice a little bit reading, grammar, and some sounds which might be helpful for our development of pronunciation and obviously development of the fluency as well as our grammar knowledge. The more we practice, the more we learn and the more we be confident. And amazingly and surprisingly, dear viewers, we need to be confident while we're speaking or while we're writing. So how we can be confident? That's the greatest question. The confidence depends on your belief that you can speak eloquently. You are good at speaking. And speaking is a kind of art, I must say, which is why not everyone is a good speaker. Not everyone is an expert in making sentences consequently, incessantly, and continuously, I should say. This lesson is supposed to start at 9 p.m. I've started a little bit earlier so that I can talk to you, dear viewers. I'm sure if you have not seen me before, meet me. This is Rahat Ali. I'm a part-time TEFL certified Hello teacher from England. And I was not born here, guys, once again. I migrated here quite a long time ago. I teach English grammar, spoken English, IELTS coaching and basic IPA, British IPA. So I believe that by practicing a lot and developing a lot, anyone can be better. Anyone can take their English language to the next level. Okay. So I'll be back just in a quick second. All right. Some people have joined through the Facebook Live as well as the YouTube Live. Their viewers, welcome. You must be aware, dear viewers, that I have a software through which I share all this live stream to my Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live broadcast. Sometimes people watch, sometimes they don't, but they are not my primary target at the moment. My primary target is my students of this app, which is why they come, they join, they talk to me, we practice, we learn, we make jokes, we laugh, we have fun, and we move on. And also, if you see the heart-shaped symbol, dear viewers, just touch it once to support me. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're watching from the mobile, the heart shape is at the top right corner. If you are watching from the laptop or tablet or any other computer device, the heart shape symbol is at the bottom right corner. Okay, just beside the live and the eye, the symbol of eye means the people who are watching, and beside the heart shape symbol. Right, so let's move on. And I believe that my subscriber will be joining me soon. Let's hope that. If not, I have to continue my class by my own. Because whether a student is here or not, a teacher must continue the lesson. That is another rule of this app. So let's wait a little bit, then we can kick off our lessons, explain and move on. All right, I'm back, JBS. Thanks for being patient. Okay, so we'll kick off our lesson exactly at 9 p.m. Still, we've got 1 minute and 25 seconds. Hey, Jose, happy to see you, mate. Do you have a time to join, Jose? Thank you very much for joining. I'm really happy to see you.
Hello, teacher Rahat.
Hey, Jose, thank you very much for the subscription, for the support.
Well, thanks to you for the opportunity, the great job you do, all this legacy you are spreading across the world is just magnificent. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to you for the support. I know that you don't have to subscribe to me, but for support and cooperation, you are an amazing person. Thank you very much. So, Jose, I know that for you, you don't need grammar or maybe not phonetics. For you, maybe you can share something real life stories that might motivate our listeners. As you might be aware that they can't join here, but they can listen to us, they can watch us.
Sure. Um, teacher Rahat, let me put my Bluetooth because I'm on the street.
Oh,
And yeah, I can continue with here in your class for like 20 minutes if you like.
sure.
Give me 1 second, please.
Whatever time you can give us is enough for me and for other people who are watching silently. So, dear viewers, I'd like to introduce Jose. Jose is one of the amazing persons whom I met last year when I joined on this app. And Jose lives in the United States of America. I think you live in Colorado, is it? I forgot his state.
I live in this. I live in the state of Minnesota.
I'm sorry, Minnesota, yeah, but he's basically from Mexico, Mexico, yeah.
Correct.
So, would you like to tell us a little bit more? It's a bit echoing suddenly.
Well, I suppose I can start by introducing myself. I'm originally from Mexico. It's well, I guess a lot of you guys know where Mexico is. It's part of North America. It's in the south of North America, and I have been living in the United States for 8 years. And it has been like a fantastic journey living in this country. It's a land of opportunities. It's like a great country. And one of the challenges I have faced is actually language. The language barrier at the beginning is something like was not so complicated because I knew how important it is to speak this language. And I learned it in the first 3 months, perhaps. Not to the point, no in the first 3 months. Uh, I think learning a language is like a lifetime process. You never stop learning. So, what I mean is, in the first 3 months, I was like studying like 8 hours, 5 to 8 hours a day, pretty much like 7 days a week. And after 3 months, I was able to hold a small conversation, like a basic conversation. It's enough to make it through my day, like going shopping for groceries, going to the bank, going to the hospital, that kind of things. Yep.
Okay, wow, that's really pretty cool. You practiced 8 hours a day. Okay, so my question is, because you moved from Mexico to the United States of America, did you straight away go to Minnesota or any other state before?
I came straight to Minnesota,
And
which is kind of interesting
mhm,
because most of Mexicans come to California, Texas, Arizona,
mhm.
Illinois. But Minnesota is like way up north, and I came in February when it's like really cold up here. The whole state of Minnesota was covered by snow, so it is like a double challenge, and I like it, and I feel like I should come sooner. But it's like a great adventure.
All,
8 years
all
already.
right, may I ask you what made you go there in Minnesota, not any other state, as you have mentioned, few other states, you know?
I got the scholarship for attending at the University of Wisconsin at River Falls, and and I stood in River Falls for the first few weeks, and then I moved to St. Paul, Minnesota. It's just 40 minutes away, so I continue with my program at the University of Wisconsin, and then I moved to the state of Minnesota,
Hmm.
and that's the reason why I came to Minnesota. The scholarship at the University of Wisconsin, River Falls.
Okay, so what did the scholarship cover? Is it tuition fees, any other expense? Would you like to
Was
elaborate a little bit more, please?
It was a program like an exchange program, and actually was on an English program, like an exchange. I have to spend time with students learning Spanish, and I have to take my classes, English classes. It was like a really short program, but after the end of the program, I just switched my visa, student visa, to like a work permit, and I was able to stay 8 years. Sounds like a whole life.
Uh,
And eventually, I get into a complete program for bachelor's degree. I got my degree, and then I went for a master's degree,
mhm.
and that's pretty much all my academic story.
That's great.
Now,
Would you like to tell us what is your major in bachelor and the master?
my bachelor's degree is in political science with a minor in economics. My master's degree is in international relations, and I also have a certificate on international affairs.
Oh,
So that's my profile in the academic arena is pretty much oriented to global affairs and economics. That's why when I do live streams, I try to go in that direction. I always talk about microeconomic analysis, economic policy, public policy, that kind of things.
that's really pretty cool. So you had a major in political science, minor in economics, but you had master's was international affairs.
Right.
So can see that you have got three visionary, you know, expertise in three different subjects, which is really pretty cool. It is very rare in other people to get this kind of you know I should say studentship or knowledge when you study. So now, practically, is there any where you can apply those whatever you've learned from the uni?
And I think one of those areas I get at the university is public policy. I applying this. Well, I have my own company, and I have to deal with the government issues every single day. With in the two cities where I live, it's called twin cities, so I have to deal with bureaucracy everywhere. So I have to participate in a lot of situations when I have to go by the book according to um, the state standards. We go through OSHA, which is the Occupational Health and Occupational Safety and Health Organization Administration. And the state is a federal agency, but has like a really important role in the state. Uh, I need to clarify the kind of company I run. It's a
Please, if it is okay
construction
with you.
company. It's a construction company.
Hmm.
So I'm a contractor, and I deal a lot with public works, public jobs. So that's why I mentioned that public policy is helping me a lot. The application of what I learned at the university has been critical on my um, professional career so far.
Okay, that's great. So you have mentioned few things which are really interesting. That
Hey, Monica,
Monica is here. Oh, oh
she's from
yes.
Peru.
Let me bring her. Jose, what happened? You're missing from the screen.
Hello,
Monica,
teacher.
welcome.
Hi, teacher. Good
Uh,
afternoon.
Good afternoon. We have got Jose.
I
I,
don't know. Jose is not here.
yeah, I'm bringing him. It's a bit echoing. Monica, can you please check the connection?
Okay.
It's too much echoing. Looks like I'm listening to my own voice.
Now,
Yes,
now is better.
a little bit, lower, but
Okay.
still I can hear it. Jose, I don't know what's the problem. Is it
Now,
is it okay for you to sign out and sign in?
now,
Hello. Yeah, it's better than before. Okay, I'm bringing Jose. Um, one, two, three. It's taking time, Jose. I don't know the reason. Oh, Jose's here. Yahoo!
Hey, teacher Rahat, thank you. Hey, Monica,
hi, Jose.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Jose.
Monica is from Peru and Jose is from the United States of America. That's really cool. I think you both are in
Yeah,
the same time zone, aren't you?
probably. Are you in Central Time, Monica? My place is 3:08 of p.m. What time is it in Peru?
Okay, let me ask her. She's coming back. Mo-
In Peru is 4 p.m. or 10 minutes past 4 p.m.
Okay, you are 1 hour ahead of me. Are you in Lima?
Yes, I live in Lima.
Yeah,
And you?
she's 1 hour ahead of me. I live in Minnesota. Yeah, I live
Ah,
in
Venezuela. Wow.
no, Minnesota in the United
Ah, in
States.
Minnesota. Okay. Okay, 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 I get
No
it.
Venezuela.
Minnesota. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You know Venezuela? Venezuela. Today, there are a football match between Venezuela and Peru.
Oh, great.
That's why
Nice to
Monica
meet
is so
you.
excited today.
Yeah, La Vino Tinto.
La Vino Tinto.
That's the Venezuelan team, I believe. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So yes, teacher Rahat, that's my pretty much my life in America. I don't know if
We like to listen a little bit more. Monica, is that okay? Jose was explaining his experience, how he learned English, developed all this good English expression. Let us listen to that in the reality. Okay, Jose, please carry on. Uh, Now, after finishing your master's degree, how long it took for you to start your own company?
I started my company in 2018, just like 3 years ago. I had this in the back burner of my plans until because I was working for a company as a consultant,
Mm-hmm.
and I learned a lot of things. So I was wondering why not to start my own company. It's like a challenge that I like to take. I love challenges, And a lot of people around me encouraged me to actually take that step and start my company. And I did in 2018. But then we got COVID-19 and 2020, early 2020, and things like work mess up. Now I try to recuperate all that time and try to move forward with new plans. Um, but your question is how many years or how many years after I complete my master's degree, I start my company?
That's
It
right.
was like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 years after.
So in those 5 years, you worked as a consultant and gained all the experiences how you can start your own business, right?
Right.
That's really
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. It is. It is because you have to work for, well, you have to work for a company somehow. And in the United States, it's very easy. It's like sometimes in our countries, we have a lot of challenges, bureaucracy everywhere that it takes forever to try to give the opportunities we look for. And probably you know that you had because perhaps the same situation between your native country and the country where you live now. Now
Hmm.
you have more opportunities than in Bangladesh. Same for me. Way more opportunities here in the United States than in my native Mexico.
That's right. So now here is a big and challenging question as when you started your own company. What is the procedure for a person to start his or her own company? Does the person need to be a US citizen or licensing procedure or registration through the company's house? What are the policies, please, if you can describe briefly?
I think it's very easy, and actually, immigrants are encouraged to start their companies. Um, there is no restrictions like you have to be a citizen. There's no restriction that you have to be a permanent resident. If you have a permit, a work permit, you can start your own company. There's like a particular policies that you need to follow, and that depends on the area where you want to incursionate, and also the state where you are going to start your company. But it's easy. There are actually credits if you are a minority, like an immigrant, a woman,
Hmm.
an African American, an Asian, Latino. There's programs for all these kind of people to educate, to train, to guide the first years of your company. There's credits, loans, all kind of resources to make this kind of people just go ahead with their plans on having their own company. That is great. I think I don't know if that happens in the UK, but the United States is a fantastic opportunity for immigrants.
Yeah, this company policies are, I believe, that almost same. Another question is: do you have to have assets, company assets, movable, immovable assets, or company share, or is it like a limited company or private limited company?
Well, the kind of company I'm talking about is like a micro company, like something that you're starting from scratch. Just imagine a person that the one started the restaurant. You don't even need to have like a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
You can have. I know a lot of Latinos that have Mexican restaurants, Argentinian restaurants, Peruvian. There's a Peruvian restaurant actually in my city, Monica. It's called Chimborazo. Yeah, Chimborazo is the name, something like that. So
Monica, are you there?
she went to the kitchen, and if you are a good hairdresser, like a lot of immigrants, you can start your own beauty salon, and you get like a loan from the government to start buy your machines, to rent your place, and that kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to say with this, like there's a lot of um, help from local government for this kind of projects.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get the loan or the help from the local government, so you have to be the resident of that, you know, that area where you're starting your business, or maybe your house is in one area, you're starting your business in another area. Why you have to apply for the loan? Is it from your residence or from the
No,
your business area?
for the business area, you can live. You can live whatever you want. Obviously, you want to have your business in the state of Minnesota. Well, you get a loan from the local bank with the stimulus or kind of help from the local government in the state of Minnesota or wherever you are. And this is just in case you need it, because sometimes immigrants they save enough money to start their own business, so they don't need like this kind of help from the government.
Uh,
But
Okay,
it's a great opportunity. It's a great advantage to have it
okay. So
if needed.
what I understand from your conversation, it is almost same in the UK. Only the exception of, anyone can start their own business as long as you know how to operate the business, and it should be registered through the company's house in the UK. Then you have to open a business account. Then you have to have an accountant who can make all the necessary paperwork. I'm talking
Yes,
about mostly limited company or private limited company. So one person can be the owner of the business and he can run the all things, but has to have other, resources, human resources to like tax, pay slip, wages, etc., taxation,
right.
So the but government doesn't help that way because you have just started a business. They will assess your risk factor, and most of the cases, in 99% cases, your application for the loan would be refused.
Yes, the government is going to pay a lot of attention to your legal procedures, like taxation. So yeah, you get like get trained for that. You get like a whole program. Sometimes you have to go to this training for a couple of weeks, maybe more, depending on the kind of business you want to start. I went like 3 weeks for my the kind of business I started.
Hmm.
Uh, and you learn about accountability. You need to learn how to prepare your taxes. What are going to be your tax in deductions, incentives, and all balls and nuts on taxation. That's a very that the government takes like a really important role. Other than that, how to get a credit, how to get kind of legal um,
Hmm.
advice in case of needed.
Okay.
So it's like
Okay.
it's
Okay.
pretty much a whole pack for this kind of situations.
All right. Now here is a
Hello,
scenario.
teacher Rahat, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Jose. Now, Jose, here is a big challenging question. Uh, it
Can
took
you hear me, teacher Rahat?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I can hear you.
Great.
Now it's better.
But okay, what I was
Yeah.
saying, say here is the biggest challenging scenario. Say you took the loans. I don't know how much they pay you. Say they pay $500,000. Say for example, but for some reason your business was not successful. It went, uh, failed business. How you're going to pay back the loan, or what are the procedures now for the those people who lend you the money?
I think that's a very good question, and I don't have the whole answer. But I think that still there is a the government doesn't give too much kind of loans. So $500,000 is a lot of money.
So is there any
Uh,
capping system, I mean limitation, if you can give me an idea, say from this amount to
well,
this
by the
amount?
time I started my business, my loan was 25,000, like pretty much not too low and not too high. I think the cap was 75,000, because they assume that you do not rely entirely on the finance or the program from the government. They assume that you have money already saved. Actually, you got to go through uh, a kind of analysis of the kind of business you want to start, the preparation you have for that, how well financially are you to face this challenge, and we go from there. And I think in case that your business do not prosper, like recently with the COVID-19, a lot of small business went bankruptcy,
Hmm.
and the government actually the government gives sort of what is this word? I forget this word. Uh, well, they forgive the debt that easy, but needs to be something like really complicated. In the case of the COVID-19, they actually give somehow like granted money
Hmm.
almost for free. It's kind of interesting to see that that can happen in countries like this. I don't know if in the UK happen, in the
Okay.
Canada probably as well. Yeah, but that's I don't know too much because I never went got in trouble in finance. I never lack on my payments, and I already pay up. It's not it's like it's a credit. It's not donated money. It's a credit that you have to pay with no interest or very little interest, but you have to pay.
Okay. So yeah, in the UK, government started the similar kind of project, and it's called furlough. I've written the word for you. So what happened basically, people who lost their jobs and people who were not able to go to job or earn money, so government made an average of their yearly wages and paid them most of the cases like 80%, 90%. In some cases, if the wages is too high, maybe 50%. Say if you earn £10,000 a month, in that case, government paid you only 20%, £2,000. Okay, but if your earning is say 1,500 a month, in that case, government paid you 80%, say 1,200. In that case, okay, so government made the different kinds of category depending on the previous year's income, and this is called furlough, where this money is kind of, you should say, free. They didn't ask any refund or any interest. It was given from the government fund.
Yeah,
Welcome back,
this
Monica.
sounds like a similar
Thank you,
similar
teacher.
program in the United States.
Uh, but
Welcome back, Monica.
but only difference is, as I
Thank
said,
you.
Jose, that when you start your own business, banks or government doesn't want to help. Yeah, they're right, that have some investment, capital investment, but
Right.
they might consider application at least after 6 months when you start your own business running condition. They will see all the paperwork. They'll find out why do you need the loan. Do you want to expand it? Do you want to import it, etc., etc.
Yes. When you apply for this kind of programs, the government is going to ask you, okay, do you want to start like a bakery place because you know how to make bread? Oh, that's great. So how much money you have, say for that? What percent of the your project? And you
Mhm.
can say like, okay, like 50%. I just need 50% more from the government or from a bank, and then that's how they start working the process of the loan or um, or the credit, depending on the kind of business you want to start, something like that.
That's really cool. Uh, so in our country, that's the only difference. You'll not get any loan at the beginning. You have to wait at least 6 months, and they also do all the credit checking, credit score checking, as you know, and also previous record. If you are
Right?
bankrupt
Yes.
in the previously in the last 5 years, if you had a very bad credit scoring, and they consider those things and then approve the loans, whether yes or not. Okay. All right, Monica, we are having some conversation, business perspective in the United States of America, and possibly you can move there. Jose will help you, Monica.
Hey,
Monica,
Monica.
Monica, are you there?
She has connection issues.
I think so. Yeah. All right, that's really cool to know all of your business, and
Yeah,
Monica.
in America are kind of uh, going in like a particular kind of business. For example, immigrants from Somalia, they are taxi drivers in the city, like pretty much like 50, 60, maybe 80% of taxi drivers in Twin Cities area are from Somalia. People from India, they have convenience stores or small hotels, like kind of really small hotels, like kind of motel things. If you are on a road trip and you stop for at of that place are from India and
Hmm?
Chinese people, Chinese or Asians, they have restaurants, Chinese buffet or a Chinese restaurant, and yeah, that's pretty much just to give you an idea what kind of business people do, immigrants do in the United States, at least in the city where I live.
Okay, that's really cool. Monica, can you hear me, or can you hear Jose? I think she might have connection issue. All right.
Yeah, sometimes connection is like a kind of challenge.
Okay, now I've got another question. As Monica is not talking, let's continue the conversation. Say you have to declare our tax or your company return every year, right?
Absolutely, and there's
So
no way to evade taxes in
that's
America.
right.
Taxation is one of the more how can I say more pristine processes you have to go through. The government is watching you every penny you get, every penny you spend.
Mm.
Is always watching. So there's a saying that goes like the United States government spends like is capable to spend $5 in order to collect you one, and that's true. It's like a huge apparatus on the internal revenue system, and the United States is like really great in this.
All right, we have lost her. No worries. So there is a saying in the UK as well,
Thank you,
similarly.
Rahat. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Jose, can you see me? My thumbs up.
So do you have something similar in the United? Yeah, I can hear. I can hear you. Yes.
If my thumbs up means I can hear you perfectly. Okay. So we similarly,
Okay.
yeah, you have to declare all your returns, your profit, loss, whatever, and you have to you're gonna give all the analysis. Now, look, there is a very common proverb in the UK. Similarly, penny wise, pound foolish. So whatever the penny you spend, you need to just what should I say, accountable for your all expenses, earnings, expenditure as well. Now, many cases it is found that because most of the cases, what the people do, they're clever. This businessman, they recruit accountants, and the accountants do all the paperwork in such a way. Sometimes, their break even is zero. So they show in the paperwork, but literally it is not. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. I've heard it from other people who've got like micro business, like the way you said, restaurants, saloon, or maybe what's called barber shops. In the UK, barber shops are really those people who have potentials to earn loads of money. And I'm sure it's same, almost same in the United States. And the minimum cost starts from £10. Okay, Jose, and it goes up to as much as
Yeah.
£80, £90 for haircuts, cleaning, shave, blah blah blah, all the different things.
Well, 90 is a lot of money. I cut my hair. I cut it myself.
I do myself, you know. I've,
Yeah,
I've got.
really. Even in really special occasions, when I graduate from the university, that morning I cut my hair, and it's like, hey, are you going to the barber shop or something for your special day haircut? No, It's gonna be part of my memory. I cut myself my hair on my graduation day.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so for the immigrants, then it's really good opportunity to start their own business. That's really cool, like the UK as well. But as you know, the only difference is we don't get loans straight away. It takes time, minimum 6 months, or some cases it is more.
Yeah, suppose you have to line up and prove that you are able to do what you're planning to do, and just get a trust from the government that you're gonna pay back your loans. Yeah, I suppose that should be something good to implement in the United States, because a lot of people go in bankruptcy because they don't deal with the business so wisely, and then go in bankruptcy, and then the government is forgiving the debts. And it doesn't happen too often, but I have heard stories about that.
I've got another subscriber, Dr. Mash. He's another amazing person. In Dominas, if you're free, please join. And I'm sure, Jose, we will have fantastic conversation. He is a doctor from Sri Lanka. He's a Canadian citizen, and he is coming to start his, I think, postdoctorate program in the UK in maybe January. And he's also an OET teacher. You know, OET means Occupational English Test teacher for the United Arab Emirates. And he has lots of degrees. He completed his CELTA, Delta as a second language, and he's a qualified tutor as well.
Wow.
So, but he's
Welcome, teacher.
quite busy. But I invited him. I'm on call. Oh, you're on call. Right. It will take.
Yeah, yeah. Graduate students doing dissertation, going for a PhD, they always be that teacher I had, because you are one of those.
That's right. Yeah. So, Jose, I was going to point another important information. Like, when the COVID started, government gave, I think, millions of pounds loans. It is called bounce back loan. Okay, I'm writing it. The bounce, the word. Oh, our CEO June has subscribed. Thank you. Thank you, CEO June. I'm happy to see you. So it's called bounce back loans. Okay. So what does this loan stand for? Bounce back loans are government project, and government has a special, funding, and through which I believe I think 50 million pound were given to different micro business for all over the UK, in order to support their business to move on during the COVID situation or post-COVID situation. Now, what happened after this? When 1 year is gone, then what happened? In reality, all these businesses failed again, because most of the business are service oriented. When there is no customer to take your service or pay your money for the service, how you're going to run the business? That's the biggest challenge and biggest question, which is why government later thought to freeze all the loans or interest for, I don't know for how many years they have done, but that is what came to the news recently. And our finance secretary, what's his name? I forgot his name. And also the cabinet had a meeting with the Bank of England and many other lenders, the banks that provided loans to all these micro business people, and they said that now it's totally lost. You see, when people do not have the money to buy food, how they're going to pay the money for the service?
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, Dr.
Well,
Innes is here. Okay. Do you have more time, Jose?
yeah, I do have more time.
Great. Hey, Dr. Mash, welcome.
Hello everyone. How's it going?
Great. Dr. Mash, meet Jose. Jose is one of the amazing people whom I met last year. He lives in the United States. Uh,
Oh,
he's a
wow.
he's a
Hello,
Okay.
doctor.
Now we can introduce to each other.
Yeah, why not?
So I need to apologize because I'm driving, so I'm not even looking at the screen, but I can keep talking.
No,
Well, welcome, doctor, and nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was really great meeting you too.
So, Dr. Mash, would you like to tell a little bit more about yourself, like your studies and what you're doing for Jose? I know that, but please share with him and for our listeners.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Mash, and I'm a doctor by profession and a part-time teacher too. So I am migrated to Canada 10 years ago, and right now I have settled myself here, and yeah, willing to do my doctoral programs in the UK.
Great. And also, you have completed your Delta and OET. You can also share with us your success.
Well, yeah, I collaborated with Cambridge English Assessments in 2015, and I finished my CELTA there. And right now I'm reading for my Delta and will end my course just next week.
Okay.
So, doctor, you are a medical doctor and also pursuing a PhD, or is what I understood?
Yes, I'm a doctor by profession, and I'm willing to apply for my doctoral programs in March 2022. That means next year.
And what's your topic, Dr. Mash?
My major that I'm specializing for my PhD is pathophysiology.
Pathophysiology. Great. M-
Really interesting.
Monica, welcome back. I think she's still having problem today. Okay, continue talking, please, Dr. Mash and Jose.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Dr. Mash, you already have like a specialization before getting your PhD,
Yes, I
physiology
did my
too.
fellowship, and yeah, I even got the Royal Council memberships in College of Physician in the UK, and I have the licensing in the US too. Probably, I'm an intensivist.
So you mean in ICU?
Yeah, an intensive care physician.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, Monica, welcome back.
Welcome back, Monica.
I'm sorry,
She
teacher. The signal is really bad here.
she's having connection problems.
Yes, that's why she can't hear us, you know, clearly.
Yes, sorry, teacher. Maybe it's the time.
Yeah, it's a rush hour in your country for Jose and Monica. Uh, Monica, meet Dr. Mash. He is my another new subscriber who has joined to support me, like the way Jose has supported me.
Hello, Monica.
She lost connection again.
Dr. Mash, I think she's having technical glitch.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah.
Okay, carry on talking, please, Dr. Mash. I'd like to know a little bit more. How did you become the OET for the United Arab Emirates?
Well, yeah, that's one of the longest processes that I have ever went through my life. So I registered to OET Australia earlier, but they shifted me to OET UAE. So yeah, I finished my CELTA. Soon after I finished my CELTA, I took the OET training program. That means which they usually train to coach someone. So I finished the training program and I took two interviews there, and I qualified with all those two. And they sent me to an examination. Like there were two or three candidates, and I had to examine them. And I also been examined by the management there. So probably from that particular test, I got about the average, around like 80 mark, and probably I became a certified examiner later on.
Okay, so in order to be an OET trainer, what are the qualification you have to have?
Well, you must have a teaching English as a foreign language certificate in any organization, either Cambridge or an American one. And the next thing is 5 years of teaching experience. And to be a speaking examiner, you must at least be in the healthcare environment, either a pharmacist, a doctor, a nurse, or any other thing which is relevant to the healthcare system.
Okay, and Jose is a business person. He was basically from Mexico or Mexico, but he lives in the United States in Minnesota. And last year, as I said, Dr. Mash, when the pandemic started, I remember that it was maybe my time, 11 o'clock. I saw Jose was speaking amazingly, and I requested him, "May I join you?" And he invited me, and he's really an amazing speaker. And because his background is from
Yeah, that's great.
business and economics, all his live streams are related to finance, economics, growth, development, GDP, income, expenditure.
Yeah. And sometimes that kind of live streams are kind of boring for the rest of the audience. That's why I feel like sometimes I feel like alone in the middle of nowhere with just very few people interested, if lucky. And I don't know what's happening here. I remember a year ago when I started doing live streams, I used to have like 100 viewers. I don't know if the audience or the subscribers are getting skinnier or what's happening, but that's okay as long as I have one or two persons interested on my live stream. I can keep going. Yeah, it's a challenge, but I like it.
Okay, and Dr. Mash also, makes his live stream very often. You can follow each other and join each other, I think.
Yeah, sure.
And also, when I'm free, I also always
For
join. If
sure.
I see at least Jose or Dr. Mash, at least I try to say hello, even if I'm busy. If I'm free, I always join you guys. You know that.
Yeah, that's great, teacher.
Okay, so you're still on call, Dr. Mash?
Yeah, I was on call like 5 hours ago, and probably I got a 24-hour shift today. So yeah, just a little bit of tea time that I got. Just thought of coming to your live stream, sir.
Okay, but I never asked you one question. When did you move to Canada, and when did you apply as an immigrant?
That was in 2014, which I migrated myself as a student. So I studied in Canada. I did my MD program in Canada. Then soon after my graduation, I was sent to the US to Long Island, New York. So I did my internship and my resident training from Noah's Ark State Hospital there. And yeah, so I did my residence there, and I went back to Canada once again. Then I came to the UK to do my fellowship in maternal medicine from Queen's Mary University of London. Finished my fellowship, then I shifted back to Canada again.
And which year it was?
It was around like 2019.
Okay, and after going back to Canada, did you start practicing as a doctor
Yes, I started my practice, and I came to Sri Lanka for my vacation, and I was very unfortunate that I got stuck up here.
because of the COVID?
Yes.
Sorry to know that. And do you remember how did we meet each other on the live stream, Dr. Mash? Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
I can remember that. I think it was showing around London, and I was like commenting down below.
Yeah, and you're asking lots of questions. And that time I asked you, did you ever live in London? You said yes.
Yeah, like it was really making me remind all the memories which I had there.
But you didn't stay more than 3 months, right? Your fellowship was only for 3 months duration.
Yeah, it was a post like a differentiated fellowship. I had to stay 3 months in the UK, and I shifted to the Ireland to do the rest of the thing. So it's total a 1 year fellowship.
So which part of Ireland did you stay?
I live in Dublin,
Dublin.
University College Dublin.
Oh, okay. So you've got multicultural, multinational experience, Dr. Mash. That's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's only within the native English speaking countries. I've never been to other countries.
All right. So Jose, sorry, I'm just talking. If you have anything to know each other from you guys, we lost him as well. Okay, Monica, can you talk now? It's, it's a very bad day for Monica. She even couldn't talk for a couple of minutes. She's got getting disconnected every now and then. Okay. All right. Let me bring Jose again.
Sorry, teacher, I had
No, no worries. Welcome back.
losing connection every time.
Yeah, possibly they're updating the app. I reckon. Okay, Jose,
Looks
if
like I'm back now.
yeah, you're back. You can ask question to Dr. Mash, and vice versa, you guys.
Yeah, obviously.
So, teacher
How
Mesh,
deep? Yep.
teacher, well, because you're a teacher and also a doctor, but I like to call you Doctor Mesh. Where in Canada do you live? In what province? What city?
I live in Ontario, specifically in Toronto.
Oh, we are neighbors. I live in Minnesota.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, if I
Oh wow,
walk
yeah.
up north,
Close by.
like I said, walk. If I drive 7 hours, I gotta be in Ontario in 7 hours driving up north. So I'm pretty much close.
Uh,
Very close, yeah.
but Jose, do you would like to walk from your state to Ontario?
Probably it's gonna take me like 2 days to get there, and I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? 2 days you'll walk this much miles?
Well, it is already cold up here in the Midwest. Teacher Mesh knows that because I think last week my friends from Winnipeg, because I have friends in Winnipeg, the province of Manitoba, they were talking about snow over the weekend. I don't know if you guys get snow already in Ontario, in the city where you live at, Dr. Mesh, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's already cold up here.
Okay. But the weather of Minnesota is amazing at the moment, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
it's pretty good. Today was kind of windy with the temperature was like mid 40s, but feel like 20s because of the wind chill. But tomorrow is going to be colder, and we are going to start having more snowstorms more often. So the winter is here. There's nothing we can do. Just wait for snow until March, April, perhaps.
mhm. Okay, Monica says I can hear just like a robot. Okay. And before you came, Dr. Mash, we are discussing how government helped micro business people in the US, in the UK as well, and what are the difficulties now government is having to get the money back. I shared bounce back loan was given roughly 50 million pound to different small micro business people, but because the business were not successful now, there is no way government can take the money back. You see,
Yeah.
possibly government is going to either freeze them interest or the maybe the loan or whatever, so that people can live comfortably.
Wow. Yeah, I never knew that before. I mean, I really got no idea how business things are going here in Canada.
Uh, you can share your knowledge later when you move there again.
Probably, I think so. Yeah. And there's one more problem taking place in Canada. I mean, yeah, people are getting to streets these days.
For what?
Like, still head of the state is the queen, so people are not really recognizing queen as head of the state, and they're just trying to get into strikes and problems here.
Okay. Hmm. In Canada, what kind of government is there? Queen, you said? Kingdom?
Yeah, it's not a kingdom government. Head of the state is queen, but still it's just run separately by the prime minister. Same like Australia,
Federal government, you
very
mean?
similar to Australia. Yeah, federal government.
Federal government. Okay. Okay. Jose and Dr. Bash, if you like to know each other more, we have got still 9 minutes 54 seconds. You know that it's a time control lesson. When it becomes
Yeah.
zero, it shuts down automatically. By the, I like to share. A few days ago, there was a teachers live stream competition, and few teachers were really winners, and luckily I'm one of them. Our CEO June is tomorrow going to celebrate it 8 p.m. MST, MST time. So that should be Thursday morning for me, 4 a.m. I have to wake up to join the live stream. So you guys are welcome to join. It will be a public live stream.
Oh wow, yeah. I
So
will
in
be
how
waiting
many
for it.
hours from now, teacher Rahat?
It's
In like
Wednesday, 8 p.m. MST.
okay.
So what would be your time then in Minnesota? Is it the same time or less or more?
I don't even know what MST time is.
I think Mountain
Oh,
Standard
mountains time.
Mountain
Oh,
Standard Time.
it's just 2 hours. I don't know if the same in California. Is that's gonna happen in Utah?
That's right, in Utah.
Yeah, then probably it's just 1 hour ahead of me.
Okay. So it should be then 7 p.m. your time.
About, yep.
All right. And what is the time in Sri Lanka at the moment, Dr. Mesh?
It's the same time IST, 3:21 a.m.
Okay. So that is you are ahead of. Did you say 2:21?
Yeah, the
Five,
same Indian time.
so 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
All right.
So, teacher Mesh, are you in Sri Lanka, in Canada, or in the UK at this moment? I'm confused now.
At this moment, I'm in Sri Lanka. I came to my native country last year, and it's probably very unfortunate that I got stuck up here.
Okay, I was confused. I was not sure if you were in Canada. Okay,
Uh,
great.
Dr. Mesh, out of curiosity, have you had your vaccination yet?
Yeah, I had my vaccination a long time ago.
That's great. Is Sri Lanka still on red zone, amber zone for the traveling?
Yeah, Sri Lanka is still on the problem. Still, the pandemic is rising. The ICUs are filled with COVID patients. Per day, at least 4 or 5 patients might be just getting inside.
Okay, so that could be the reason, why there is not yet international flight from Sri
Yeah.
Lanka. I hope that situation changes soon. So don't worry.
I'm just looking at your pinned comment, teacher had is grammar and phonetics practice.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was basically for Monica, because she asked me to practice some grammar and some sounds. So because she couldn't join, so don't worry. Let's continue our conversation. That's fine.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think she's having some network disturbances.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think, teacher Mesh, you get this question over and over and over again, and I was like hesitating and asking you again. How was your experience as somebody in intensive care units through this COVID-19 crisis? Like at the beginning was like a really challenging, like a lot of doctors say on television, and now it's like slow down in like a better shape. You guys know way more about this bug, and you know exactly what to do. How can you describe your experience for ordinary people?
Well, for myself, it's pretty hectic. I witness almost 20 to 30 deaths per month. So I have to go on with it. It's just really hard for me to tolerate, but still, it's my employment, so I had to go with the flow. Yeah, when I was in Canada, I didn't witness that much of that, but once I come to Sri Lanka, the things just turn at a rapid movement. So bad here.
Mhm.
Wow, interesting. So that give us an idea how important it is for developing countries or undeveloped countries to try to give more budget to public healthcare. Sometimes it's so important in countries with more poverty, but you know, government have to have limitations also, and also have to deal with these kind of situations no matter what.
Probably yes. Yeah.
Right.
The
Uh,
biggest problem is the budget issues here in Sri Lanka. Since healthcare is free of charge, everyone, all of the citizens are available in any place and any cost. So that's the main problem with the government is just scratching in between.
mhm. May I share? But I'm sure both of you know that the UK has the highest budget in the healthcare because our healthcare service is free for everyone regardless your situation or your immigration status. Okay, so children under 18 or people above 60 always get free medication. Okay, and also people who get government support like social service department support, they get free medication. For each and every one, doctor is free, doctor visit is free. And when you go to hospital for any situation, that's free for each and everyone.
Yeah, wow. I think Canada and the United States are one of the most expensive countries around the healthcare.
That's right. And there was a rumor that government is going to make it like insurance, and people really didn't like it. And our budget is at the moment, I'm writing it, 26 billion, you know, pound this year. It has gone 1%, 1.5% more from the last year, which is one of the highest budgets for this country.
The United States, despite the good chunk of a budget for public health, is really kind of expensive. If you want to have good quality, well, the whole is good quality everywhere. Public healthcare or private healthcare is good quality. But insurance is like kind of expensive. They take like 20% of my income every month, so to warranty me good coverage. So for the last, I will say, 8 years, I have never been to a hospital. Sometimes from time to time to a clinic, but I still pay a good amount of money. That's just to give you an idea how things work here in this country. And yes, as Dr. Mage says, it's really expensive. What is even more expensive in the United States is drugs. Uh, from Canada or from Mexico are way cheaper. That's why some people have to go to the border in Tijuana, so get medicines from Mexico, or fly to Canada to get cheaper drugs.
One question here, related question. So you have got the prescription from the USA, but still you can get it from Canada or Mexico, right?
I think so. Yeah, it is possible.
Yeah, it's
O-
valid.
Okay, that's great. All right, this conversation is really amazing. I wish I could stay more, but it's going to be finished in less than 1 minute and 50 seconds.
Well,
Okay,
teacher had thank you. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. Dr. Mesh, I'm following you and I hope to see you on one of your live streams. You're a great
Great.
person to meet and to get to know a little bit more.
stay
Thank
until
you.
the last moment. I still have got 90 seconds. Carry on, guys.
Okay, teacher Rahat, that's what makes you great.
Yeah, thank you very much, Monica. I'm sorry that you couldn't join. Possibly, I'm going to talk to you later, yeah, if you're free to cover up. Okay,
Sorry, Monica, we still the show that was for you, grammar
basic
and
phonetics.
phonetics. Sorry, Monica. Monica, we have a club for Spanish speakers or Latinos in Hallo, but nobody moves there. It's kind of interesting. But you should join us, Monica.
Join the club. Yes.
You can follow here.
Okay, that's really interesting to know lots of things, about Dr. Mesh and Jose. Um, this lesson is tomorrow as well, so join us tomorrow on time. We'll have more conversation. And Monica, yes, make sure you've got a good connection, though it is natural. I'm just saying for the sake of saying. All right. And Dr. Mesh, thank you very much for subscribing and for your support. That's really amazing. I'm very much grateful to you. And when I'm free, definitely I'll join you or Dr. Tazreen whenever you go to live stream, guys. And I think I
Yep,
lost
sure, teacher.
Jose again. And yeah, Jose, we are nearly ending. 9 seconds more, so it's counting down. Thank you very much, dear viewers. That's really cool conversation with Jose, Dr. Mesh, and Monica. Bye, everyone.